Hello, good morning and welcome once again to the Racing Channel. We've got an early start today with the Lingfield card splitting yesterday. A total of 21 races for you live here on the channel this afternoon, and an early start, of course, at 11:40, the first race coming from Lingfield Park on the Equitrack. Now here's the map to remind you where racing takes place today. Not much going on beyond north of Lincolnshire, nothing in fact. Market Raisin is our northernmost meeting today, over at Worcester, over the jumps as well, and Flat Fans have got 8 races on the sand down at Lingfield Park. Now the details. Standard once again, of course, down at the Equitrack. At Market Raisin, it's good to soft, soft in the home straight there. And then at Worcester, it's soft, good to soft in the back straight. 6-race card for you there. Now, without further ado, we've got a market mover to tell you about, which comes in the showcase race today. That's the 49ers handicap chase over 2 miles, 7.5. Major's Legacy. Quite a cut in the price there. 20s down to 10s. One of 2 runners that the former assistant to Tim Forster's got in the race. He also, of course, trains Mr. Magnetic. Major's Legacy, however, the one that's being supported. And non-runners to give you now. A couple of them have come early in the 12.10 at Lingfield, number 10, Dixit, and then in the Market Raise in the 2.35. Oh, what a pity. Number 11, Tommy Cooper, won't be running. Just not like that then. And then the Talking Horse, we've got Swing Bar. Now that's running in the cellar at Market Raisin today, having shown quite a bit of promise last time out. Milton Bradley, the trainer, and the word is that Swing Bar won't be too far away today. Now, because we've got an early start today, well, of course live racing from 11:40 onwards, we'll be showing you the racing review from Southall first of all. That takes you through to 11:25 when David Bridgewater will be here to join us for the rest of the afternoon. And then, of course, live coverage kicks off from 11:40 right through until the 3.55 at Worcester. That's a 3-mile novice hurdle. And then after racing's finished, we'll take you back, of course, to the action from yesterday at Windsor and Ludlow. That'll be on at about 4:20. And then we'll have a report from Richard Pittman at the Hennessy Gold Cup press conference launch. There we are, that's the scene at Newbury races earlier in the week. Toby Baldy on the right of picture there, David Pank and Richard Pridham, the outgoing team at Newbury on the left-hand side. Of course, it's all changed at Newbury in the new year. Mark Kershaw comes down to take over down there. Now, some news to tell you about our very popular National Hunt Horses to Follow video has actually been sold out, would you believe? So if you're after a copy, well, you better go and borrow one from one of your mates, because we've got none left here up at Corsham Street. Been very successful. Quite a few winners have already been thrown up by the tape, and more to come, I'm sure, throughout the year. Now, we have a special new offer for privileged card owners, however, and this is it, Racing Times magazine, which, if you may not know, is quite a popular publication, not easy to get hold of, but with a privileged card, you can pick up the Racing Times at a cost of just £11.50, including postage and packing, for the next 6 issues, full of interesting features and exclusive to privileged card holders. Now, you can get this discount by telephoning that number 01692 500 555, 01692 500 555 for the next 6 issues for just £11.50. You can't get better value than that, can you? Okay, without further ado, let's move on then. A chance to look back yesterday at Southall. I must mention, by the way, first of all, that Nace races from Saturday will be shown tomorrow, if you want to catch up with the Irish form. First of all, though, go back in time. Southall yesterday, Frankie Dettori had a double. Here's the racing review from Southall.
Who's that man? Red Sparky is getting up with every stride. Who's that man? Fights Mallow. And who's that man wins? It's Barton Heights. Here comes Shelton Abbey with a power pack late challenge. Barton Heights being collared and past Shelton Abbey. And now he says, go on, Bodyguard. Gets instant response on the near side. Legsby Friendly trying to go with him, but can't. By golly, look at this go.
Welcome to the Racing Review for Monday, the 23rd of November. First meeting we'll show you is Southall. 8 races. The ground there is standard. First race is the 12 o'clock. This is a maiden auction stakes over 1.5 miles. And the favourite here was Far Cry, trained by Sir Mark Prescott, 6-4.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
And Almerijam came out pretty well together also with Imperial Prince. And Nocturne was well away towards the inside and is perhaps the overall leader in the early stages. Nocturne then from Imperial Prince showing up well, together also with Magical Shot, Alwina towards the outside. Far Cry also handy, just up with the pace as they race to the first turn. Nocturne on the inside from Imperial Prince, then Far Cry, Alwina wide with Black Jet. In behind them, Taylor's Pride, and on the inside rail also with a good pitch is Candy Twist, making their way onto the far side. And Nocturne on the inside from Imperial Prince, Alwina and Far Cry, then Taylor's Pride, Black Jet pushed along on the outside, Merry Jam and Candy Twist the next two, then Shantang pushed along in midfield, followed by the newcomer Well Matched, then Magical Shot, who's back towards the rear now with Caper Cayley, and last of all is Beguile, and April Spirit also just towards the rear. Down the far side they go. They've got about 7 furlongs left, and Nocturne leads from Alwina. Then up on the outside, Far Cry going pretty well for George Duffield at this stage. Then dropping back just in behind them is Imperial Prince, 1 or 2 being ridden along like Taylor's Pride, who is running on a little for pressure. But as they race towards the end of the back straight, about 5 furlongs out, it's Nocturne. And up on the outside, Alwina and Far Cry also right there. These 3 go on then. From, in fact, opening up a 2 or 3 length gap. Magical Shots picked up from the back as they make the turn, and Far Cry easing up on the outside of Nocturne. Alwina right there as well, and Far Cry and George Duffield with about 3 furlongs left has gone to the front and is going pretty easily from Alwina, the hard-ridden Nocturne in 3rd place, then Imperial Prince and Magical Shot, and they're clear of Taylor's Pride. So out in front, Far Cry sets sail for home, and he's already gone 3 lengths clear of Alwina, who can't find anymore. Nocturne's plugging on with the Imperial Prince and Magical Shot, and they're well clear. Caper Cayley running on from the back. Inside the final quarter, and it's Far Cry. George Duffield looks over his shoulder, sees they're all hard at work behind him, and Far Cry has gone well clear from running into 2nd place Imperial Prince. Nocturne back in 3rd, and a gap to Alwina and Caper Cayley. But down inside the final furlong, and this is easy for the Mark Prescott stable and George Duffield, as Far Cry is home very comfortably indeed. Imperial Prince has run on well in 2nd, followed by Nocturne, and Caper Cayley may just have got 4th in front of Taylor's Pride.
Far Cry, an impressive 4-length winner there for George Duffield, and Sir Mark Prescott. 2nd, Imperial Prince, 6-1. 3rd, Nocturne, 3-1. 12:30 was next, Sir Jack Kirkland handicap over a mile. Cass Alawar, trained by David.
Slightly worse than the wife going out with a credit card, really, Mark.
Yeah, it's one of those things that perhaps buy in haste, repent at leisure, but hopefully not on this occasion. So we've got hopes for him. It's his first run on the all-weather, although he's actually run on the beach race in Ireland. So he's used to sand of some sort, but whether it's comparable to this, we'll wait and see.
Well, he's got some very fine form on the board over in Ireland, and at Galway last time, he's been off for 3 months, but he was 3rd of 18, a very competitive race.
Yes, he's certainly very consistent. I think he's been placed in 14 of his races, and runner-up on 7 of his last 8 occasions, I believe. Let's just hope he can get his head in front at some point. But yeah, some of the races have certainly been very good, and hopefully he continue the form over here.
Does the trainer think a lot of him?
He does. Doesn't show a lot at home, but we're not too worried about home. It's out here that we're more interested in.
Well, go watch him then, Mark. Thanks a million for talking to us.
Thank you.
Mark Abbott there, part owner of Omi Dancer, sounding reasonably confident the horse might run into a place, but what would your fancy be for the race, Bridgie?
Well, I'll have to stick with a favourite, I think, the Green Grey. Trained by Derek Morris, obviously a weighing room colleague of ours, used to be. So I'll go with him. He's obviously well handicapped on his turf form. You know, he should be a lot highly rated if it was on the turf, you know, so he's, I think he's probably well in, back to his old trip.
Well, thanks for that. Let's go over to commentator on course, and that's Robin Gray.
4 more to come forward now. And now 3, Mendoza, Ardent and Caffel to complete the field. And Caffel comes forward and Mendoza goes in. Just Caffel now, and that'll be the complete field. Just about it.
They're under starter's orders, they're off.
Away to a pretty level break as well. Very early stages. Caffel is the one who's pushed into the lead from Ardent in second. Close behind them, Rudder Dance. And then comes Absalom's Lad, Barbason towards the inside as they race away towards the turn at the far side of the course, with Ardent showing just in front of Caffel towards the inside. Hyde Park's very close up now, second on the outer. After these comes Mike's Double and Absalom's Lad as they start the turn at the far end. Hyde Park now shows in front of Ardent on the rails. Close behind these then comes towards the outside. The Green Grey showing just marginally ahead of Absalom's Lad. Mike's Double is close behind these, then Rudder Dance. In mid-division then Mendoza racing together with Barbason. Caffel has dropped out. One for the ditch at the rear with Ultra Beat, and also towards the rear Oh My Dancer. So back towards home now, with Hyde Park showing just a neck in front maybe of Absalom's Lad and the Green Grey towards the outside. Ardent still right there, also on the outside, and Mike's Double is still prominent. But Hyde Park being pressed as they start the turn in by the Green Grey. The Green Grey and on the inside Hyde Park, and the Green Grey going better and beginning to go up now on Hyde Park in second. Ardent gives chase in third. Barbason's in four. Mike's Double 5. They straighten for home. Less than a furlong and a half to race. The Green Grey's 2 clear of Ardent, who's now coming clear of the pack to be second. Hyde Park in third, about to be tackled by Barbason. 100 yards to race, and it's still the Green Grey with Ardent making ground. The Green Grey leads by 2 lengths close home from Ardent on second, Barbason in third, Ultra Beat finishing fast to be fourth.
Well, there we go. Green Grey, been in good form all season, and trainer you know quite well, Derek Morris, used to crash around Fontwell with him.
Crashed around Fontwell, that's about right as well. Yeah, tremendous, isn't it? I mean, that's what we want, all good bit of luck, you know, that's what it's all about. It looks a nice horse, actually. He's like I say, I mean, on the flat turf form, he's well in on the all-weather.
Yeah.
I mean, he's...
I think he actually got him out of a claimer from Willie Muir's yard.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant. I mean, those are the sort of horses you want, but he's stuck to his guns well. Possibly be going hurling.
Is that what you took a leaf out of his book, did you? And you saw it? But he's stuck on well, hasn't he, this horse?
He has, yeah. I mean, he'll probably be jumping hurdles at some stage of his career.
Yeah, and second horse there, Ardent. Unfortunately for John Benstead, he's about to retire very soon, so shame he didn't have a winner, but never mind. The Green Grey did the business there for Derek Morris. Tony Clark on board. And I think the SPs are nearly through. No, I think they are through, aren't they? And here we go, over to the SPs with Danny.
Winner number 10, the Green Grey, returned the 7-4 favourite. Second, number 12, Ardent, at 14-1. And third, number 2, Barbason, at 12-1. 12 all ran in Lincolnfield's 255.
It must be quite strange, actually, watching. It's quite funny, isn't it, when you see people that you've ridden with start training. Obviously, you're in that boat now, but you know all the inside information. You know the ones that are a bit wild and what they've been up to, and you book them, don't you, for being out riding?
Yeah, that's right. It's no, it's right. There's a lot of ex-jockeys training now. You know, Mark Pittman, Dalboy, me, and a few others that I can't exactly remember at the moment. I'm sure that.
It was interesting you were saying that you're going to use sort of whatever jockeys your owners want, because it used to be that people stuck with one jockey, wasn't it? You know, I mean, they'd have a stable jockey, but now people just use that sort of fashion. You know, there's no loyalty now.
There's no loyalty whatsoever. I mean, at the end of the day, if the owners want, well, whoever, if they want a jockey that rides in Australia, you've got to get them that jockey to ride that used to ride in Australia. It doesn't make any difference. And you know yourself, Luke. I mean, I'd love to put you in the same category, but I dare. There's so many good jockeys out there. You know, I mean, you know, Timmy Murphy's improved 4 stone this season. I think he's riding exceptionally. There's a lot of good jockeys, and you can't. You know, at the end of the day, you can have 10 jockeys do the same job.
Well, one man who is a very good jockey will go absolutely anywhere for a ride. Probably the meanest man in racing. Carl Llewellyn rode Ocean Hawk to win the big race at Worcester. Who's talking to Mark Richards?
Well, Carl, Ocean Hawk's won the biggest race here of the day, one of the most expensive novice chases that you can get at Worcester, but things didn't look too good when you were turning in here.
No, he's not a bad jumper, but he's not extravagant, and he's not very big, and he does struggle to stand off fences, so he just pops away. You know, he's quite economical, but you know, against horses that are really standing off, he just loses the odd length.
Well, we can see on the screen that turning into the straight, you have gone for the inside run, that things ran out of space a little bit going to the ditch, but one could say that Oz didn't do himself any favours by doing it because he's ended up on the floor.
Yes, it's quite strange, actually, because as we turned around the bend, he was 2 off the inside rail. I presumed that's he was going for better ground, and that's where he'd stay. So there's loads of room on the inside, so I went to go up the inside. And then he's continued to make a beeline for the wing, which I found quite a strange manoeuvre at the time. And, you know, maybe justice has paid off because he fell, but luckily he's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to say evasive action certainly did the right trick for you, because the old horse actually picked up and ran a bit for it as well.
That's right, he did, yeah. I mean, he actually went over the top of Jamie and gave him a bit of a kick, but he seems OK. But he picked up and ran, you know, in between the last 2.
Well, probably fortunate for you, as you were saying, he hadn't been jumping the best, that there was such a long run to the last. Even when he got to the last, he managed to get a short one in where it looked like you weren't looking for it.
That's right, he had a real good look in front. He had a lead all the way around, and he got to the front. He just pricked his ears and had a look at everything. But luckily he got over it, so happy now.
Well, we had a quick word with Nigel, and he's rushed off, but the future for him looks as though it's not going to be over fences just for the time being.
Yeah, so when we came in, you know, staying chases on soft ground, you know, 3.5 miles sort of thing, 3.25 plus, we can go for them. Otherwise, maybe back for the big long-distance hurdle races, because, you know, he isn't very big, and so he does struggle to really wing fences.
Well, the long walk, of course, at Ascot would probably be his next target, then?
That'd be ideal, you know, if it's soft ground around there, 3 miles, a good stiff track, would be ideal for him.
Well, at least he's had the decent novice chase out of him, so you can always go back to chasing in the future, hopefully, if all goes wrong over hurdles.
That's right. Money in the bank for today, anyway.
Carl Llewellyn looking very happy after that win. He looked gutted, didn't he, when